This is not an apology video. This is the reason that I've been gone for 3 months and what's been going on. So I tried to make this video like 14 times and I keep starting over because I don't really know how to talk about it because my thoughts are kind of jumbled together. But the reason I've been gone for so long and haven't been making videos or really been on social media is because I've needed some time to reflect on some of the issues that I've dealt with in the past and some of the issues that are occurring now. If you guys don't know, I'm married and I've been married for about a year now, and for the past several months my husband and I have been trying to have a baby, start a family, all that, fun, happy stuff that married people do. Looking at our options and everything, and some way or another it happened really fast, and we did end up getting pregnant. And I got pregnant in November, and I decided to take about a month off to get everything settled, get the ball rolling with that. And come mid-January, there was not a baby anymore. And it's been a tough road, and we've been trying very hard. We've talked about kids since we started dating 2 years ago, and it was just always something that we wanted. And I'm not saying for any teenage girl or young girl out there that is in love with her boyfriend to do this, but we were even trying before we got married, because I honestly didn't think that it would happen quickly. And it didn't, but after we started trying again, after we got married, it happened fairly quickly. And it ended very quickly. And I've just been trying to come to terms with it. And come to terms with the fact that I can't blame myself for it. And so far it's been quite a journey, but we're here, and I no longer blame myself for it, and I no longer blame anybody else for it. It's just something that happens. And I've also been dealing with some issues that I've had since I've started dating. I brushed over this in my first video, but the reason I started watching ASMR was because I was in an emotionally manipulative and mentally abusive relationship. And I know that doesn't sound that bad, and maybe to some that doesn't seem that bad, but it does damage you in a way. It damages you how you look at yourself in the mirror every morning. It damages you in how you see things and how you choose people for yourself to date and so forth. And once you enter into one relationship that's emotionally degrading, you end up having multiple relationships like that. And that's what happened to me. I made the mistake of dating someone a lot older than I was at 14. Not a lot older, but there was quite an age gap and a maturity gap there. And there was probably about 4 years there. And that is a very large maturity gap, considering I was a freshman and he was getting out of high school. And I was young and stupid, and he was able to control me is all that it was. And I know now that I did make that bad decision. And I kept making that bad decision. Maybe not so much with the age gap, but with how men treat me and allowing them to treat me that way, because I didn't know anything else. I hadn't really been set a good example as a kid because my mom put up with the same thing. So what was the difference between me putting up with it and her putting up with it? And I learned fairly quickly that I didn't like how I was being treated, but I still put up with it because I was taught that no matter what, you made things work. If you really love that person, you'll make things work. And now being married to my husband, it's so easy to be vulnerable with him, and it's so easy to be with him. It's just easy. Like, there's nothing to it. We're just us, and there's no yelling and screaming. There's no emotionally degrading. There's nothing like that. And I didn't know that that's how love felt until I met him. And I made sure that I married him. And he was the first man that actually saw me as me and not someone to take care of them. And in turn, he takes care of me. So basically what I want to talk about today is emotional abuse, physical abuse, and my take on it and my story. And if this helps anybody, which I hope it does, then great. If you see this video and it helps you, I'm really happy it did. And I'm not here for subscribers. I'm not here for likes. I'm not here for comments. I'm just here to share my story. Hope it helps somebody. And me be me. So when you get into your first emotionally manipulative relationship, it might seem fine. You know, it starts off as little things like, you know, they want you to cater to their needs and their wants. Like, if they want to see you that day, you better see them that day, or they're gonna break up with you, or they're gonna get mad at you. And that's your first red flag right there. If somebody can't take no for an answer, or can't take "I can't today, I'm busy" for an answer, that's your first red flag. Your second red flag would be them projecting their anger towards you. And I might be missing, some red flags because, like I said, I didn't know any better. I probably still don't know any better, but I've always had it to where they'd do the first thing and then they'd project their anger on to me. Like, for example, I was dating this guy, and we hadn't been together long, but we had known each other for a long time, and everything was wrong with me, and I had to change myself for him. And when I wouldn't do that, I was the problem. And he wanted me to hate myself because he hated himself. And I don't know if he's gonna see this, but we're just gonna go ahead and talk about it. This guy, I believe, had a lot of deep-seated issues. I knew about this thing that he was, I don't want to say into, but he enjoyed doing. I don't know if it was for attention or if it was a sexual thing or whatever, but he enjoyed being treated like a baby and wearing diapers. And when I wouldn't do that, he projected his anger onto me like what he was doing was normal and what I was doing was the end of the world. When I wasn't doing anything but refusing to per se wipe his ass. I am not, one, I am not wiping anyone's ass but my own child's and maybe my mom. When, that stage of her life comes around and maybe she doesn't know who she is anymore, then we'll talk. But, no, those are the only two people that I would ever, wipe their ass, and I'm not wiping a grown man's ass because he likes it. But this is getting really dark and deep. We're just gonna go ahead and move on. Yeah, so he was into that, and it was my fault because I didn't want to do that. So he said, either you're gonna do this or I'm gonna break up with you. And that was the moment where I knew I didn't want to be treated like garbage anymore. That I realized that I was being treated like garbage and I was allowing myself to be treated like garbage. And to these guys, I was garbage. And I ended up dating the guy that I told you guys about in my first video, and that has been my only glimpse and to the physical aspect of abuse. I have never, thank God, ever been physically abused by a man. Not a man that I was dating, anybody. Physically abused, period. And I didn't like that. I got out of that fairly quickly, and it was like clawing my way out of a hole to get out of that, because he had deeply clawed his way into making sure that he wouldn't get out of my life. And not long after that was when I started dating my husband, and I thank God for that. So, I don't know if this story is gonna help anybody. I know the story is really weird at this point, and I probably look like a psycho. No, I'm not a psycho. I promise. My thoughts are just all jumbled together, and it's 7:30 in the morning, and I'm in my car from taking my husband to work, and I just needed to make this video because I felt like you guys deserved some kind of explanation. Sorry, that's a car. And I feel like you guys deserve a little piece of me and something that is personal. And I want to thank you guys for your support and being so understanding that I've been gone. And you know, like I said, I'm not here for subscribers, I'm not here for comments or likes. I'm just here to help you guys. And I really hope this video helps at least one person. It's not ASMR, but it's a little part of me. So if you guys you know, want to get a hold of me, I have my Snapchat in the description box and my Instagram in the description box. You guys are more than welcome to reach out to me. But with that being said, I'm gonna go inside and make breakfast. So I will see you guys later.